Let's dive into one other area of education here, because there was a whole section of the letter that made me think, man, if I had time warped to 2019 from 1995, having just read The Road Ahead, and then reading your description of how textbooks have evolved and or actually not have evolved, are starting to evolve.
Yep.
Starting to evolve. I would have gone, this didn't happen 2 decades ago. I would have expected it to happen much faster. Describe what you're seeing in the world of textbooks and why you think it's working for a new era of education.
But when you take that math textbook home and you're trying to do those exercises, you can get kind of stuck, or you can think maybe you're getting it right and you're not. In this digital world, the idea that the software can generate the homework and generate it at the right level, and then if you need a hint, fine, you get the hint. Your teacher sees, oh, he needed a hint. He didn't just get it, so maybe he has to try this out a little bit more. But, the feedback used to be like 3 days later, and you'd be like, oh, I really screwed this up. God, what were we working on then? That was 3 days ago. And, now when you're just sitting there with your phone or tablet or PC, you'll get that feedback. We're much further along in terms of taking that experience for math and making it a richer experience. For things like writing papers, we're starting for this big history course that several thousand schools have. You actually write the paper and you can immediately get feedback, and that's an AI software thing that won't replace the teacher feedback, but for some low-level things like the grammar, punctuation, various things, and it's the structure of your essay, have all the right pieces in it. I think it will help students learn.
Why hasn't it happened already? Why isn't this our reality now?
Well, the textbook market is a tough market. And who should really try this stuff out, and where should the R&D money come from for these things? It's really not like a normal consumer market, and you've got to get the equipment in. So, having PCs or tablets all the time is much easier now than 10 years ago, where you had to walk into the lab and some of them would be broken. Now, ideally, some of this can be done just on the cell phone screen. Not all of it can, but actually quite a bit of it can. That is nearly pervasive at this point. And so it is moving slower than it should. Educational innovation, we as a society way underinvest in. And we're trying to get some of these private sector companies to do well, but a lot of them, just as they try to build a sales force, the economics don't work very well.